relationships and your career, purpose, your studies, whatever your main livelihood is in your life. So those were the tarot cards, and then we have these oracle cards to accompany them. So first, let's look at your life in general. Three of Chalices is about friendships and social circles, and it's about enjoying your life, especially in a social setting. And then we have this card called Terra Firma here. It represents the earth, the material of existence, and about the dark, rich soil that is filled with life to come. So it's a great sign for spring, in my opinion. So I feel like you are creating something new here. It makes me think that, are your friendships and your relationships in life nourishing? Because I feel like there is a potential for change in your existing relationships and the potential to create new relationships. But the vibes that I get from these cards are very sweet, so I do feel like, even if there would be some problems in your friendships and your relationships, this is a time to nourish them and just, create something new and create something better, even in your existing relationships. And then we have the Two of Coins in your love life, and a card called Sincerity here. So the Two of Coins is about being patient and balanced. I feel like you are negotiating time between two different things or various different things. For example, could be a job versus your love life, or maybe you're not sure between two different lovers. This Sincerity card here advises you to be sincere and effortless about your love and your trust, and just having it mirrored back to us. So even with these two cards, I have this very kind of sweet, harmonious vibe coming from them. So whether it is that you are being very busy in life and just, trying to juggle between different things, I feel like, if you have a partner, or if you're dating someone, they're being very understanding about you maybe not having time for them, or if your partner, your crush is kind of, going through something, I feel like you are being advised to be very sincere and understanding of them. So it's about this mutuality, being understanding and sincere toward our loved ones. And then in this livelihood sector, we have the Five of Chalices, which is about disappointment and sadness, but also about focusing on the negative. So it's not like just the negative card. There's still some positive things left, even if you may not notice it. And then we have a card called Everydayness here. It's about finding the value in humility and in things that are considered worthless. So, we have this nice, beautiful image of nature here. So kind of like we don't always value nature, even though it's very important for us all. lessons and transmuting your pain and hardships in life into beneficial life lessons in opportunity to learn and grow. And then the 8 of chalices is about walking away from toxic situations, from emotionally and spiritually damaging situations, or thinking about it. At least it could be something external like career or relationship, or something internal like releasing a toxic mindset, a mindset that is no longer working for you. The next cards that I pulled represent your life in general in May, your love life and relationships, and your livelihood, so your career, studies, your purpose in life. So we have these tarot cards and these oracle cards. So let's start with your life. We have the Lovers here. It's a big card for love. So it could be that you are manifesting an entirely new relationship. It is possible that, you're releasing something old, like a former relationship, a former crush, and just that act of letting go attracts something new into your life. Or if you're happily married or in a relationship, it could be that you're just letting go of a toxic mindset or something along those lines in your relationship, and that just makes your life become very harmonious and loving. So it's a very good thing for your relationship and your life in general. Since this is a big card for love, I do feel like for most of you, love will be a huge theme in May. But if love and relationships are something that don't interest you, or you don't really resonate with that, it could be something else that you are trying to manifest, something that has a huge pull for you in life. We also have this Moon card here, which is about the subconscious and faith and about ancestral connections, and the moon always has a big pull as well. Think about the tides, for example. So, whatever it is that is going on in your life in May, you are attracting something big into your life, and it could be that it has something to do with karmic lessons, but in a positive way, because I do feel like these are, kind of lovely, harmonious cards. Okay, and then let's look at your love life. We have the Hierophant here, and to me the Hierophant is a bit of a complicated card, since it's about conformity and rules and institutions like churches, but it also has the spiritual and religious aspect, like spiritual love, religious love. And to me it's also about marriage, since marriage is an institution and it has its own rules within that institution. And then we also have this the Hierophant, the Pope, kind of like a priest who blesses you and blesses your marriage. So, like I said, there's a lot of attraction here and a lot of love. So it is possible has this coin and he's just, dreaming of taking the first steps to achieve something with this coin. So it could be that you're working on your career, or you're thinking about starting a business or investing into something, but this is a good card because knights are about fire and coins are about earth energy, so it has this kind of nice passion to it, but in a earthy way. However, knights tend to be a bit reckless, so I would be mature about your decisions this month. Okay, and then we have this card called Gentleness here, and it's about being connected to life and discovering the beauty in the world that is surrounding us. It's about connections and love and kindness. So in combination with this, career, abundance, wealth related card, I feel like this card is advising you to be ethical in your dealings, in how you treat others, how you treat yourself. So I feel like you are starting to build something for yourself on the career front. And this is just reminding you not to go overboard with it. And, put love, kindness, and connection at the center of your business and your career. So that was your reading. I hope that you got something out of it. Thank you for watching. Hello, pal number 3. You chose this piece of Amazonite. And here is your rating. Let's have a look. So the first 2 cards that I pulled for you represent the essence of the month of May for you. So here we have the Oracle card called Core. It's about your core values and beliefs and needs and movement in them. And it's also about listening to your inner voice and clearing your mind by, for example, meditating or journaling, etc. Whatever feels most appropriate for you. It's also about not allowing the perspectives of others to shape you. It's about listening to yourself because the truth is within you. And then we have this tarot card, 2 of Wands here, and it's about planning and envisioning your future. So I feel like the theme for you in May is about kind of redesigning your life in a way that is more suitable for you and your values. two cards kind of tied to this core card here and the Two of Wands in a way that you are building something new for yourself, but you are doing it in a very gentle way. And then we have the Page of Chalices for love, and this page here is very childlike and innocent and even naive. There's a lot of wonder and awe and playfulness and curiosity in this card. I think it's a good card for love. So, if you are trying to meet someone new, I feel like you could get to know them by kind of being playful and curious and not making the thing too heavy between the two of you. It's about having a good time and enjoying life and being curious about it. Kind of like children, in the way children are. And if you are in a relationship, it could be beneficial for your relationship to become like the Page of Chalices. Here we have a card called Being. It's about, becoming and being something. It's about vibration and consciousness. So I feel like even on the love front, you are working on becoming yourself and just finding your way back to your younger self by being playful and being curious about life. I do feel like these cards have a similar vibe to them as, these cards over here. So maybe this resonates with some of you. I feel like, maybe you are coming to this situation from a breakup. Maybe you were in a relationship that wasn't very pleasing for you, or that wasn't working for you. You weren't very authentic in it, but now you're here just trying to build something new. And that whole process is very gentle and loving and playful. Those are the vibes that I get from this reading. But of course, it may not resonate with all of you. And then let's look at this livelihood sector here. First we have a card called Fortitude, which is about inner strength and courage and kind of like taming this lion here, by being courageous and just having that inner strength. And then we have this card called Improbability, which is about fighting to keep your dreams alive and fighting against safety and conformity. So I feel like you are going after something that you wish to achieve in your career or your studies or your purpose in life. Something that is genuinely yours. Maybe you've been told to follow someone else's dreams, or that is the message that you got earlier in your life, but you don't want that anymore. You want to pursue